Jurnee, what's happening?
Roland!
Y'all good?
I'm great. I'm blessed. I'm happy. I'm happy to be here with you. I'm so honored that you asked me to do this.
Well, not a problem, not a problem. And so you probably have one of the most difficult jobs, and that is, I don't think the average person understands how hard it is to be a child star and actually become a grown-up star. I wasn't gonna say adult star because that means something
Yes,
different in Hollywood. Yes, I'm gonna say that and went. I'm not gonna call her an adult star, but literally, I mean it's rare because many folks who are child stars, they disappear.
Yeah. I mean, I think one, I don't know, I never looked at myself as a child star. I was a child who acted, you know, like kids play Little League or have hobbies. For me, that's what it was when I was younger. It was fun. I loved doing it, but I wasn't forced to do it by my mom, so I think there's a big difference. You know, I can't thank her enough because seriously, it's like we weren't getting paid off of my back, you know. It wasn't like that. You know, she would turn things down where they were paying a lot of money, but she would say no because it wasn't the right thing for me to do. And because she had that sort of integrity, that dignity, you know, I think I might have, you know, I definitely was saved because of that. I wouldn't trade it. I mean, it's made me who I am today. But I also, you know, this is what I say all the time, like my resume is not 50 pages long. Like I wasn't one of those kids on a TV show all the time, like, you know, in every film. You know, I had pops here and there, and then I would go months, years without working. I broke out, had acne like every other kid, you know, went to school, had, you know, insecurities, you know, all that kind of stuff. So my childhood didn't look like the typical, like, child star childhood.
20 years ago, the world changes for you because of one movie involving Lil Voodoo, involving Lil Louisiana, and this is the 20th anniversary. Hes By You. It's been that long.
Yeah, at the end of this year. Yeah, it came out at the end of '97. Doesn't feel like it. Like I really remember so much from shooting Hes By You. I mean, it completely changed my perspective of my craft. It made me, it was a moment when I knew I wanted to do it for the rest of my life. Because it's this high that you get. It's hard to explain. I find out things about my own personality through other characters. It's a trip. Because a lot of times what the character is trying to figure out and explore or is trying to achieve will somehow line up with where I'm at in my life.
So then all of that, all of these experiences then set you up for Underground. How did that come about?
Oh man, it was pilot season 2 years ago. I'd been reading scripts, been offered a few things, and my agent, Dar, called me. I was like on my way to a Ricky Minor concert with my husband. He's like, so Jurnee, I'm sending you a script. No, this is like 8 o'clock at night. He's like, I'm sending you a script and you're gonna go in this audition tomorrow at noon. It's amazing. The script is amazing. And I'm like, well, what's it about? And he's like, you know, just read it. I think you're gonna love it.
So he wouldn't tell you?
No. Because, well, you know. And he was like, just read it. You're gonna love it. And I get it. I'm like, Underground. And then I see like the little log line, what it's about. I'm like, psh, how they gonna do a show, a TV show about Underground Railroad and like slavery? A TV show, like not a film? And so I read the pilot, blown away. And went in the room and, you know, read for the casting director. And it was, you know, it was cool. But immediately after that, I was like, I gotta have this role. So I texted Anthony Hemingway, who's our executive producer and director. And so he ends up texting me late that night And he's like, listen, ... and sends me a picture of his computer. And he's like, this was my, this was the board that I pitched to the creators in order for me to get hired as the director. And next to the name Rosalie was my picture.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you weren't afraid of this view that folks had. I can't deal with another slavery movie, a slavery show.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people were saying that.
Yeah, it is really interesting. I think that's, you know, something we talk about a lot is that the residue of slavery is what we're feeling now. You know, we have so many open wounds that have yet to be healed. They're still bleeding. And it's why we still have to shout that we matter. I mean, come on, we're living in 2017. Why do we still have to say this? Because those wounds have not been closed yet. They haven't been healed. And I think that's what the viewers resonated with, is they saw themselves in these characters.
So what can we look forward to second season?
Oh, man. This season... More running, but this season literally blows season 1 out of the water, hands down. I mean, you know, for my character, Rosalie, one, I've never been pushed like this in my life. I was pregnant the entire time we were shooting. So physically, this is already the most challenging role I've ever played.
Your baby came out.
He was like, I got it, mama, I got it. Seriously. But you know, I think the stakes are so much higher.
What else you got coming up?
Motherhood.
Well, that's a handful.
Yeah, no, that is definitely a handful. Loving it. But you know, I'm moving behind the camera. I've bought the rights to a few stories, and to
produce or direct?
Both.
Okay.
Yeah, some to produce that I won't direct, but yeah, that's my mission now. Is, you know, I can't sit around complaining that there's not good material if I'm not going to do something about it.
Kickstart your day at 7 and get the news you need from the perspective you want. NewsOne Now with Roland Martin, every weekday morning at 7 on TV1.